Sustainable architecture has become a trend in our everyday practice. And what we have seen is that in our environment, we have two predominant platforms with which you can get your buildings certified. And each of these platforms include Edge and LEED. They are both paths to attaining certification for green buildings. And they both have different ways and different approaches of achieving very similar objectives. The LEED certification process gives you the opportunity of having a building that could be either just certified, could be gold certified, silver certified, or platinum certified, depending on the number of credits that you're able to attain. And these credits are obtained through the various measures that are incorporated in the building and in the environment around the building. While in Edge, you are able to get standard certification, you're able to get Edge Advanced, you're able to get Net Zero certification. It's similar to LEED, the Edge various categories of certification also depends on how much measures you are able to put to attain the green building status. Both certification measures achieve green building statuses for various projects. You could decide to use the Edge certification, which might be an easier route because the requirements may not be as stringent as you have in LEED. Edge encompasses water conservation, energy conservation, and reduction of energy embodied in materials, while LEED goes as far as sustainable sites, indoor air quality, innovation, as well as the energy conservation, water conservation, and the reduction of embodied energy in materials that are used for construction. Both of these platforms enable you to certify your buildings. And in the building practice, we have equipped ourselves with the necessary certifications and necessary training to be able to offer both Edge and LEED documentation and advisory services on diverse projects. Either of these platforms of LEED and Edge can be adopted depending on the project requirements. For certain projects where the requirements may not be so stringent, we have tried our hands on obtaining Edge certification. For instance, we had last year we got Edge certification for the Pantheon, which is number 27 Glover Road. We are currently working on LFZ CPC building, which is also going to be Edge certified. We had previously worked on Sapphire Tower Blue Water, where we obtained the preliminary Edge certification for that building. And in each of these buildings, we were able to achieve at least a minimum of 20% reduction in energy use, 20% reduction in water conservation, in water use, and 20% reduction in energy embodied in the materials that were used in the building. For the Pantheon, the building has also achieved LEED Gold standard. Though construction is about to be completed, the process has already reached a very advanced stage because of the various measures that were put in place. So this is one project where both LEED and Edge certification were sought and have been obtained. Each of these projects, like I said, have various measures that were thought of during the design to ensure that the buildings were able to achieve the green building status. So we are proud to tell you now at Building Practice that on every project that we work with, irrespective of the need to get the building certified or not, our intentions are to put these measures in place from the beginning of our design stages. We ensure that all the material selections, the design approach are all geared towards the opportunity to achieve the green building certification. So the minimum standard for every building that passes through the building practice is that it has the opportunity of being certified, and the minimum that that building will achieve is that it will be a green building, whether it is certified or not. But we encourage our clients, we encourage our partners that whenever a building is being considered, ensure that you put in the green building measures of conserving energy, conserving water, of improving your sites, enhancing indoor air quality, and being as innovative as possible to ensure that your building meets sustainable requirements. And if necessary, go as far as certifying this building either under the LEED platform or the EDGE certification process. And with that, you are sure that you get a building that does not just serve you as a functional building, but also helps you to protect the environment and reduces your running cost, your operational cost for the building.
There are 4 benefits for having a sustainable building. One of them is it increases the property value. The second one is you can apply for tax incentives and tax breaks for buildings that are actually sustainable. Along with that, you reduce a general negative impact of the building or the development on the environment. Then it provides visibility for brands that engage in sustainability practices.
For scale of projects, you could apply for LEED or EDGE certification for different type of buildings. But based on the definitions and the intended use, both serve the environment. The goal is to sustain the environment, to improve sustainability. But in terms of use, LEED, which is Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, is more of a global reach. It is applicable and recognized in so many countries across the world. And it is tailored at capturing the entire environment. So beyond the building, it captures the site, the existing conditions, and the existing buildings, the general environment of the project. So it takes far more measures into consideration beyond what EDGE does. So for high-end projects and high-end users, a lot of people would look to have LEED certifications. Whereas for EDGE certification, excellence in design for greater efficiency. It's a World Bank initiative, and the goal is to ensure that sustainability goals are encouraged in third world countries and even developing nations, such that there are people that are in smaller homes that are conscious of the environment. So there are measures concerning water efficiency, energy efficiency, and to reduce the embodied energy of materials. Those are the 3 areas that EDGE focuses on. So for small scale buildings, we encourage EDGE, and it is less expensive than LEED in that sense. But for buildings that are for corporate uses, office buildings, institutional buildings, we encourage the clients to go for both. But there are buildings that clients will occupiers and people that want to use the buildings for rent purposes. They could say that if it is not LEED certified, they are not going to rent such spaces. So we get that, but we encourage our clients to do both if they can do both. But if it's in a sense of scale, would say you go for LEED for larger buildings and you do EDGE for smaller buildings. And in processes where it is possible to do both, we encourage clients to do both, and if it's required. For LEED certification, you need a LEED accredited professional to be able to guide you through the process. For EDGE, you need an EDGE expert that will guide you through the process. But in design and construction generally, the architect should be at the forefront of driving these processes. At a firm like Building Practice, we have EDGE and LEED certified professionals. So right from when we are designing, we already have these things at the back of our mind that these buildings are going to be certified. We know what is required to attain whatever level of certification we are aiming for. We try as much as possible to impute those things in our design to ensure that we're already conscious of where we are going to. So it's a question of getting the appropriate person on board. If it's on a project where the architect is not LEED or EDGE certified, you need to talk to the certified professionals to come on board so that they can guide all the consultants. They have to engage with the mechanical consultants, the electrical consultants, the HVAC consultants, the contractor himself. Even some of the supplier information are going to be required. So there's so many people that you're going to encounter and engage with. But with the help of that professional or that expert, the person can tailor the processes and even guide on the simulations that have to be carried out, the site evaluations, the online and information that needs to be imputed. This person that is an EDGE expert or LEED accredited professional can guide you through this process as a client.
Some sustainable features you can prioritize for your building include solar panels for renewable energy, energy efficient windows and insulation, rainwater harvesting systems, water saving fixtures, and you can locally source materials, and recyclable materials can be used for your building. You can monitor and measure the sustainability performance of your building after construction by the installation of water and electricity smart features. You can make use of the EDGE app to verify and ensure ongoing resource savings. You can conduct annual energy audits, and you have to maintain the HVAC system in your building to ensure maximum efficiency.